are you there?
Hello, CP. Shalom.
Shalom.
Remember I was yesterday here?
Yeah, all right.
So my relatives are Muslims, and I'm going to have a conversation with them regarding the Quran. That the objection is that it's violence, like it condones violence, and if they start showing me all the peaceful verses, and I tell them that it's abrogated by 9:5, how do I show them that it's abrogated without using the tafsirs?
All right. First of all, if you want to show them Islam is bad, I don't advise you to focus on just the violence, because sometimes violence can be justified, and anyone can justify it. I can say, the police now capture me, I killed somebody. Why you killed him? I was defending myself. As simple as that, you know. And then you will go prove it, unprove it, etc. Is going to be maybe a miss to prove the point. The better way to prove Islam to be false is to show them how stupid the Quran is. All right. If you can show them the stupidity of the Quran, then what they will say? They will say, can they give excuse for stupidity? Are you with me?
They will start showing me the peaceful verses where it says that there is no, what's the word? There's no compulsion in religion, and that anyone who believes in
that verse, there's no compulsion in religion, is not about you cannot you can leave Islam. No, it's about you cannot force your kids not to convert to Islam. It's the opposite. Yeah, it's the opposite. The Jews, they were teaching their kids not to listen to them, so he said there's no compulsion in Islam, which means you cannot force your kids not to convert to Islam. Otherwise, if this is true, then how Muhammad, he says, the one who changed his religion, kill him?
I still have to show them, right? It's abrogated, all the verses, peaceful verses, they're abrogated by 9:5. But if I show them tafsirs, they don't accept it. If they won't accept it, then how do I show it to them without using it?
So if they don't accept, what you can do? I mean, they don't accept, they don't accept. You know? Like as an example, one verse in the Quran, just one verse, cancelled 124 verse of the Quran. Just one verse. Let me
right?
Huh?
It's 9:5.
Yeah, so just one verse, not we are not talking about we are not talking about the whole book. It's just a verse, and this verse alone is canceling all this massive size of the Quran. So how they can say this is not accepted? Like if you open this link here, let me show you, and this is a Muslim website. Wait a second, give me a second. Just to be sure that this is the one we are looking for. Okay, maybe. But anyway, all of those, look at this, look at the list. Do you see how long? Yeah. All of those are gone. We cannot follow them. But let me show you the other one. Give me a second. Okay, this is Islam Web. I think this website have an English version of it. I don't know if you can find it. So here it says, let us see. Here it says that this ayah alone abrogated 124 verse. Just one.
That's crazy.
So the Muslim, when they they recite for you verses trying to prove their point, they lie. They are they voice for you something they themselves are not even allowed to follow. It's in the Quran, yes, but it is history, So kill the mushrikeen wherever you find them. So this verse alone destroyed 124 verses in the Quran, not to mention the rest. Just one verse. And this is the link. Let me post it for you. They lie. This is the verse of the sword. If the Christian, they say that the Quran abrogated one verse, the verse of the sword abrogated 124 verses, the Muslim will say, liar, liar. Doesn't say that, CP. But this is their book. As you see. 124. I mean, that will make a book. Yeah.
In the Quran I have in my hand, it gives before it begins, it gives an introduction, like all these verses, the violent verses were of the past at the time of Muhammad, and it makes a claim that Islam and violence are contradictory to each other.
Yeah, but you see, for me, I don't focus really on violence, because as I said, always they can get around it. They can get around it. They say always there's bad people, there's good people. What you can do? I mean, you have to go for war. But I advise you to focus on the stupidity of the Quran, because nobody can explain a stupid God, right? Can they say, well, God is stupid, so he abrogated himself later? Can he say he was wrong, he was right later? You can't be a stupid God. So focus on the stupidity of the Quran. That will be way better. Like the stupid teaching of the Quran about science, about logic, about history, about everything. It's way better, way easier. Let us take SYB. He is a Shia Muslim. Go ahead.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Go ahead, ex-Muslim.
Yeah, CP. I just want to tell you a few topics.
Tell me. Go ahead.
Yeah. So first of all, I'm very grateful. I appreciate your efforts, and you are the only person in all the Islamic world. Like you are not. In all the Islamic scholars. Like I was listening to them, like Zakir Naik, Sheikh Osman, and these other sheikhs, and I was getting misconceptions. I was also always listening to them when they were giving us that information about the things that we heard about misconception. But that was not convincible. But though in that time we didn't have any information, but we were accepting with them. So after a time, I accidentally found your channel. Maybe 5 months ago or 6 months ago.
All right.
I found your channel. Many Muslims, yes, Christian friends who is debating, is busting Muslims. I said, let's follow him. Like, what's he saying? Like, you run from him for many times. Like, you should listen to him, what he's saying. Like, this is your religion. While he is busting your religion, you should defend. So after a long time, I was listening to your debates with Muslims. So whenever, I already said this, when you are saying something and you are busting someone, I was going and searching the topic. So when I was searching that topic, the most amazing thing was just that there was nothing wrong with your explanation and you when you are busting them. That was everything going same to same. So after some time I followed your videos, and this increased my knowledge so much. After that, I discovered more about Islam, more about hadiths, more about our Prophet. And after I realized the real face, the second face of Islam, it didn't make any sense to me. And now, may God have mercy on you. With the help of you, I found the truth. Like, my age is at least 23 years. These 23 years, whenever I remember, I can't even imagine like I was in a lie. I just say, may God give me death was better than that life, spending my life in that life. And I'm now living in a Muslim country, and this is the country that if you show your belief, and that's the simple thing, if they understood, you will be just killed. That's the thing, like we can't even say about Islam. Like if Muslims don't believe like we are ex-Muslims, we don't know anything, we can prove it. Anyone who want to debate with us, from Zakir Naik to Sheikh Osman, we can debate. Like we have received the truth. I'm from Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, there is an area named Host. I'm from Host province. So here are many imams. They are teaching us every day. I'm in university. Whenever they are teaching us to the Islamic subject, it hits so hard. Like they are telling the beautiful sides of the Prophet. And whenever I remember the reality, it hits me so hard. So my point was that with the help of God and the God who made you to guide me to the right path, and now I'm reading the Bible, and there are a little misconceptions, so I don't care. I'm new to the Bible. I will read it. I'm in love it. And the most amazing thing I found in the Bible is everything is like spiritual. You are connecting with your God as a spirit, not like Islam. Islam is just 0-1. Like say 3 times Subhanallah, 3 times Alhamdulillah, 3 times, just your wish will be complete. This is 0-1 system. This is not even close to the God. So whenever I'm reading the Bible, my spiritual power, my spiritual relationship with God is becoming stronger day by day. But the most sad fact is that I can't express my belief. I'm so sad. Even with my classmates, with my friends, when I go, like they are praying, I'm praying with them. That's, if I don't pray, they are just going to give fatwa on you like you are non-Muslim, like that. So I'm so much struggling with life now.
Yeah, I understand. I agree with you. This is not easy to be living between Muslims, yet you don't believe in anything they believe in. Well, I hope that you will be able to leave the country or wherever you are without saying, and then you can be free to worship as you wish. So I advise you to try your best to try to exit, so you can live your faith as you should. Right now, you are being forced to pray to a false god, even though you don't believe in any word you say in your lips. All right? We will pray for you, brother. All right?
I'm to escape this, but it's so hard.
I know.
We are trying our best. Even your passport or something else, they are asking many questions. Why are you making it? Do you want to escape the Islamic country? You want to go to the country where there is no Islam? They are always asking you these questions, and you can't even answer them. And our government is Taliban, and you better know them, who they are, to which limit they are. If you told a single thing against them, they will imprison you, and you know, they are not just like the peoples are happy for them, like Taliban got victory, and we will, you know, the Islamic world will get into the war. Never expect such thing. Brother, we are here, we are experiencing everything with them. Wallahi, though I'm not a Muslim, but this is my habit. I swear by God that there is nothing on the name of justice in our country. Come visit my country. I'm going to show you everything like they are hiding. Like there are many visitors coming to our country. They are showing only the beautiful side. Let me show you the things that you are not showing to the people.
No, we know. All Muslim countries, natures can be there is beauty wherever we go because God created the beauty of nature. But the country is ugly for sure because country is not about beauty of walls and streets and like Saudi Arabia is a rich country and still I will never wish to live there for a day. It's just a filthy, trashy country. So it's not about money. It's not about etc. Any place you are not respected as a human being is not really a good place to live in. But you have to manage your situation until you find a way to get out. All right?
Yeah, this is the thing I am focusing on.
Just be
now.
careful. Be careful. Like now,
Just
be careful. My advice to you: be careful. Don't trust anyone in the internet here. Nobody texts you. Don't give your information. Don't trust private messages. So you will not be in trouble. Be careful.
yeah, so why I left Islam. This is the question. Like many people ask me, like they don't know me, but I have a private account. Like I'm doing something against Islam, but they are always asking me why I left Islam, but they don't know me. So the first thing is, if you see to the fundamentals of Islam, like whenever I studied your book, like the deception of Allah, when the Jibril is coming to the Prophet, like he is saying to him, read. So if you think, when you don't have anything like a paper, not you told me like read this sentence repeat after me. When I'm going to tell you, read. What I read, brother? And here, and the Prophet is playing a game from the fundamental of Islam. If you think deeply, the Prophet is playing a game. The Jibril is coming and saying to him, like, read. The Prophet, instead to say, like, what should I read? He say, I'm not able to read. This is the first scam that no one even focus on it. Just reading it, and like, a honest Muslim is an ex-Muslim because he thinks he dived deep into the religion. So if you think from the fundamentals of Islam, there is nothing true. Everything is a deception. Everything is deceiving. Not anything is like intellectual. Even I'm asking many questions from my imams. When I ask them, they only say me like, don't behave like Yahudi and Nasara. They were also asking many questions. So brother, we have to be quiet, because if we talk, our destiny is death. We can't say anymore. Like there are many other topics like muta. Muta, this was the most disturbing fact I ever heard for the first time. Like you're renting a woman for a few seconds, for a few hours, and you are enjoying her, and you are misusing her, and then you are leaving her. Brother, where is the honor of a woman in this place? Where is the honor of your Islam toward the woman? There is nothing about honor toward the woman. Imagine Muslims are trying to sugarcoat this, like in that time there were wars, there was this. No, brother. If you see to the hadiths, the Prophet first forbade it. You know why? Because this is a shameful act. After that, he allows it. Why, brother? Why allowed? a forbidden act is allowed, it means when something is forbidden and you are doing, you are yourself a sinful. Like the Prophet himself was a sinful, a pedophile, always after women. And remember, when Aisha is saying to him, like, I have not seen your Lord except fulfilling your desires. You think, Muslims are watching, Muslims are hearing. Be honest with me. Like, even Aisha is telling to the Prophet that I didn't see your God except fulfilling your desires. Not saying like my God, our God, your God. Your God is always with you in the desires. Like in the other place, when a woman offers herself to the Prophet, this is only for him. Khalisatan, it says like this. But when Aisha was informed of this, he was saying to the woman, like, how shameful you are. Do you not have any shame that you are offering yourself to the Prophet? But here, even the Sahaba were criticizing this act. Why? So if I criticize it, they are calling me kafir, ex-Muslim. You don't even know Islam. Why, brother? The Sahaba themselves criticized the Islam. The Sahaba criticized the Prophet himself. So when I criticized, what's wrong with me? So they are always, these are many disturbing facts like Aisha. Today we also had a discussion in private. I had a discussion in private with the Muslims. Like they were, they were only bringing some examples, like in that place, a 5 years old gave birth to a child. So I asked them, so this means like you are such thirsty for sex that you are not waiting for a girl to reach its puberty and to its full grown age. Like he is ready for homeworks, like for supporting husband. No, brother, these things are not. In Islam, even if she is 3 years old and had, with all the respect to the woman, and she had orgasm, you can have sex with her. This is the reality of my Islam. There is not, like, if you ask them, how can a 6 or a 3 years old child decide, like, this is bad or good? They will say that was an era, like this was common. If you think, like, when the Prophet is marrying Aisha, where was the consent? A 6-year-old, how, what she will say about your face? Like you have 1 meter long beard, a barbarian face. How she will decide like you are good or bad? But here, his father, he is deciding. He is writing what they say, like a letter with him. So if you think a 6 years old can decide what should I do, but here, when you ask these Muslims, they are just sugarcoating. This was, the first thing that disturbed me a lot and shocked me was the age of Aisha. And after that, as a Muslim, I was searching for many topics. Like, this is lie. I went to Ibn Hisham, to the Al-Waqidi, and they were full of liars. If you see read one hadith, there is a hadith like when she is playing, and her mother, or I don't know who, she is grabbing her and pulling her and washing her face. Now imagine a woman who can't even wash herself, who can't decorate herself. How will she support her husband? And on the same day, she was such terrified that her breath was in her neck. Like she was nearly to be killed. Such she was terrified. And on the same day, she became a bride and went to the house of the Prophet. That's amazing, brother. Wallahi, these were the facts that I left Islam. And there are many contradictions. I admit there are many more than 100 contradictions in the Quran that I found by myself. I know Arabic, and even if these Muslims are going to play the game of Arabic, I'm ready. Even if now there are Muslims who want to try to refute me, I'm here. I can refute them. There are many grammatical errors also. More than 100 grammatical errors I will show you in the Quran. Like when Zakir Naik was asked about the 20 grammatical mistakes, he was not answering,
He just said all the grammar is taken from the Quran. In this Quran, there are grammatical sentences which contradicts each other. How can I say that Quran is grammatically true? There are more than 50 unscientific verses in the Quran. I myself found that. You know, so for these 23 years, they just washed my brain. When I was asking them, they were just sugarcoating. Like, when Zakir Naik was asked about the earth, he said after that I named him ostrich. Like the word daha in Arabic means ostrich. So from that moment, the Zakir Naik name is for me ostrich egg. I am not calling him Zakir Naik. I searched even more than 10 Arabic dictionaries where I found that the ha means when an ostrich is making the earth flat for its eggs to lay it. And here these legends come in changing the meaning like, no, this is the
Yeah,
ostrich egg.
do you
I
know?
searched.
Do you know how Zakir Naik he got this? A guy, he is a 21 years old, I think, or 19, I forgot. He made a video a long time ago to
Yeah.
refute me, and he said
Mm.
that the word the ha mean the egg, and then every Muslim around the world copied, especially after a stupid Zakir Naik, he copied that video. But
No, brother. The
every
ha.
every Muslim know, anyone who speak Arabic knows that the ha mean he made it flat, not make it an egg.
Yeah.
And this is why
So if
you
you
will
if
not even find one translation saying the word egg. If it is egg, how come not even a single translation saying that? Because
there is
then,
no one translation.
yeah, because they knew it's fast. But this is Zakir Naik. Hold on, Zakir Naik is going. Good breath. First of all, this person of Afghanistan, and they did not know anything. Zakir Naik, hold on. He speak even. I heard him saying Arabic, and he said he searched a lot. He studied. Do you want to debate him? Good breath. First of all, I can debate him and destroy him, but I don't need the permission from who? From my wife. What the heck? You are the man. Why you need the permission from your wife? Because my wife did very hard. And that time, I cannot show you. My face, I broke my teeth. Okay, Zakir Naik, you have no teeth long time ago. Now I know why always you spit when you talk. So Zakir Naik is their scholar, but this guy is an idiot. This is why even in Arab countries, nobody invite him. Because they knew how stupid the Arab, when Zakir Naik talk, they laugh at him. But as long he is promoting their religion, everybody will support you. This is how Muslims are. It doesn't matter how much stupid you are, how
Yeah.
much you lie, as long you are defending Islam, you are good for them. The second you make a little mistake, like as an example, Yasser Qadi, all the Muslims they call him Ustaz, Sheikh, Ya Sheikh, Ya Sheikh, Ya Sheikh, interview, Muhammad Hijab, Fifi, Mimi, all of them. And then one day he said to them, the standard the narrative has holes. And then suddenly they put hole in every inch in the ass of this guy. Just because he said that. The guy who was their sheikh for a century, suddenly he is bad. And this is how Muslims are.
You
The-
know,
yeah.
you know, they are talking about the preservation of Quran. Like, I will just bust them by one hadith. Like if you go to Sahih Bukhari, there Umar says, like the verse of stoning was revealed in the Quran when we were reading it with the Quran. So after a long time, when you were reading, where did the verse gone? Where did the verse gone? If you read Sunan Ibn Majah, there is hadith of Aisha. Like when the Prophet died, the attempt sheet came and ate the Quran. There were two verses, the verse of adult breastfeeding and stoning to death. So when you ask them, like when Quran decide, there you can decide, you can apply some rules. Like the stoning of death was revealed by Allah, and it is still today. If someone fornicate like a married woman and a man, they should be stoned according to Islam. So when you ask them, where did you get this from? They are just becoming silent. And when you go and quote the hadith like we were reading it with the Quran, so when you ask them where is that verse, where did that gone, they are just becoming silent, and they just know chewing Arabic.
Yeah. Well, it's the whole religion is a joke. Uh, and like anytime you speak to a Muslim, any reference you show him, he will find a solution for it. This hadith is daif. That hadith is not accepted. This story is rejected. This book is not, So this is their books. They wrote those stories. They copy it. Imagine, like these stories come to us through 1400 years. Nobody complained about those stories until today. And today, because people are different from before. First of all, before Muslims are not. They do not need to explain. I mean, who dare even to question? They will cut your head in Muslim countries. Until now, actually, if you live in their country, they will cut your head. So, because nobody need to explain, those things never been raised as questions. Nobody dare to question. But now they start noticing that their books is full of garbage. This is why Erdogan, he made a conference a few years ago. He invited the scholars, which is not really scholars, but let's say people of influence from around the world, Muslims, so they can change and filter the hadith. What is the purpose of that? They want to take all the hadith, which is embarrassing, out of the books. But that project failed. Why? Because Muslims don't agree about what is embarrassing and what is not. So what is embarrassing for Erdogan is not embarrassing for someone else. Depends on how religious he is. And for sure there's a lot of people who will oppose. And on the top of that, the books is already published in the internet. It's not like before it was a print in a book and we can limit the number of printing. And then from now on we changed a new copy. That will never happen again. That's it. Because now you publish something in the internet, nobody can take it off. That's it. So the book is there, and they cannot fix those issues. And it's over. And even the Prince of Saudi Arabia, the Crown Prince, he was thinking the same thing, but he came to the conclusion that that will not help because simply the book is there. Because like the Saudi Arabia, their concern is about terrorism. Not because they are not terrorists, but because they are afraid that they can find some hadith which is sponsored like people like Osama bin Laden to attack the royal family of Saudi Arabia. So their concern is different from Erdogan. They want to filter any hadith, give the right of Muslims to oppose their king. That's what they care for. So every group of Muslims, they focus on something, depend on their interest and their agenda. And for us as Christians, nobody can say I don't accept the Bible. We have books called the scriptures, and those scriptures nobody can touch them. Nobody can say I don't accept. We have books it's called tradition. Those are not the scriptures. And you would read them, you don't read them. It's not going to make a difference. It's just to add your let us say knowledge about the history of the early Christians. But the scriptures, all Christians agree upon. And we as a Christian, the second somebody give false translation, we stand against them. Doesn't matter what the church they are. Like there is some group, they claim to be Christians. I met them yesterday actually, Jehovah's Witnesses. They asked me, what are you? I said, I'm a Christian. I asked them, what are you? They say, I'm a Christian. But then one of them, a lady, she's showing me a verse from her phone. We were discussing the Bible. And the second I look at the verse, doesn't make sense. The translation is false. This is not what the Bible says. So right away, I put them as, I start my, let us say, invasion. So we as a Christians, when the Muslims, they say to us, you corrupt your book, we laugh at you Muslims, because why in the word anyone? He believe in his belief, why he want to corrupt the book? Who is a Christian today will accept to do that? Why they want to do that? Give me a reason. That is the most stupid argument ever. The Muslims themselves, they agree that their book is corrupt. And we have tons of reference. However, me, myself, I will not accuse a Muslim to corrupt his book, especially if he's a religious person. And in the same time, if all the Muslims, scattered around the world, how we can convince the Muslims, all of them, to corrupt their book? That is impossible. I can maybe convince somebody. I can convince 10, 20, 5, like what happened with Rashad Khalifa. So the idea of a group of people corrupt their book, yet they are believers, is a fraud. especially the other group of believers will expose them. They will stand against them. They will say, we don't accept this. And there is no way all the Christians who they are not connected to each other, like Christians in India, Christians in Europe, Christian in Iraq, Christian in Syria, Christians in Egypt, etc. Christianity spread all over. How those Christians who don't have connection together and do not even have one leadership, they don't have a leadership together. So how they can agree to corrupt? The same as the Jews. How the Jews will corrupt the Torah? The Jews are scattered around the world. So let us say in one place somebody is evil, he was able to corrupt. What about the rest of the Jews? How you can convince them? Nobody will accept. Why a Jew he want to corrupt his book? It doesn't make sense. And you notice that the Christians, they never say the book of the Torah is corrupt. They never say the Old Testament is corrupt. We accept it as it is. In fact, we preserve it even more than the Jews. And if the idea of corruption will prove something, will prove a point, it's proof only that the one who came after, he can prove himself without accusing others of corrupting. That is the only, like, I cannot find my name in your book.
When they say like God have Allah sent 3 books, Torah, Injil and Zabur. So the question is here, like whenever God is revealing the book, and okay, one is corrupted, the second is corrupted. How is it possible that you are a God and you are watching and you have power over everything? How they can corrupt your 3 books? Is it logical?
Yeah.
Mas Zakir Naik will say, no, brother, you have, you should listen to me. You are misguided. This is the simple and short answer you will hear from them.
There's a guy in the chat, he says the Christians are divided to 45,000 sects. That's a good number. Okay, but I have a surprise for you. Abdul, I put your comment even in the screen. This is your prophet saying that the most divided religion is Islam. And according to your prophet, the Christians and the Jews are 71, 72 sect, but the Muslims are 73. Do you want to join me, Abdul, and explain to me why your prophet lied? You said the Christians are 45,000 sect, and yet they claim the Bible is not corrupt. Abdul, first of all, if they're a sect, doesn't mean the Bible has changed. This is a school of thought. But look what you did. You just proved that your prophet is a liar. How your prophet says that the Christians are 73 sect. This is a prophecy about the future too. They are 73 sect, the Muslims. Yeah, and yet you say that the Christians are 45,000 sect. That means your prophet is a fraud. And your prophet, he said, the Muslim will be 73 sect. Nobody can count how many Muslim sect there is. Nobody. What 73 sect? But based on your prophet story, the most divided people is Islam. That's your prophet saying, not us. And in the top of that, do you know how dangerous this statement is? How come what Muhammad is saying here, by the way, there's only one sect will go to heaven. So the Christians, they have 72 sect, the Jews have 71, the Muslims have 73. From each of those sects, only one will go to heaven. But if you think about it, so Allah, He preserved the Quran.
Yeah.
Allah, He did not preserve the Torah and the Bible and the Injil as Muslims they claim. Yet 73 the Muslims, 72 the Christians, 71 the Jews, which means the preserved book made more confusion than the one that say is corrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Muhammad, he says, stupid Muhammad, what you can say? Muhammad is stupid. Abdul, just face it. You have to face it. What we can say.
When Zakir Naik come Dawa, Muhammad, Hijab, Sheikh Usman, Zakir Naik. They are 100% against our beliefs. If they came here with these beliefs, what will be done to them? Such which is done to the apostates, this will be done to them. Because in our country, thousands of scholars give fatwa on Zakir Naik that he is a liar, he is out of Islam. If he came, we will kill them. Thousands of scholars of our area, Afghanistan. They don't accept him. They
Yeah,
always
because
call him
we
Wahhabi,
know how
Shia.
we know how Islam is. I mean, the guy, he said the Quran is created. They sacrifice him as a goat. You know, we know how it is. So everybody want to kill everybody, and everybody is wrong. And yet they say to you, they are not only sect; they kill each other. Literally, like even ISIS and Al Qaeda, they were killing each other. Why? Because each one of them says, "You are not a Muslim. We are the Muslims." But those are the same, are both Sunni, and both are coming from the Muslim Brotherhood. But yet they kill each other because this is Islam. This is how it is.